Hello everyone. As my mom said, thank you for coming here tonight. As you know, my name is Kay-Rae, and I am Liam's only sister. Being 4.5 years older than my baby brother made me love him as a mom would, but being closer in age meant he was also my best friend, so we could relate on the same level. When I heard my mom was speaking on mental health and her experience with losing Liam, I drove here from Kelowna immediately. You cannot imagine how difficult it is for me to be back here in my high school today. Liam was always here to support me, playing volleyball, field hockey, and basketball. I thought the next time that I would be here would be to watch his games too. We would often talk about Liam starting grade 10, my stories from when I was his age, and would laugh so hard. I couldn't wait until Liam shared his stupid stories with me too. The reason I chose to come here tonight, regardless of how difficult it truly is, especially so soon after losing my little brother, was because, as my mom said, mental health, mental illness are often words that are constantly misunderstood, brushed off, and not spoken enough about. I realize now the importance of opening up the discussion, discussing the severity and relevance of suicide for our youth today, not shielding our youth from the heaviness of the topic, but actually sharing it with them. I didn't realize that I could have protected Liam had I shared with him my experiences with depression and suicide, rather than hiding the severity and realness of the topic. The only thing I want is to help and open the discussion about mental health in this room. There should not be judgment, shame, or problems admitting you need a little extra help, especially with how our society is today. The pressure of being attractive, having a good body, who we're friends with, how many followers and likes we get on our photos. Mental health is complex. Because of the stigma surrounding mental health, it can be incredibly difficult to talk about when you're struggling. Think about how scary it is for the person to open up and actually share their story. However, the consequences of not talking are even worse. If we are okay with talking about needing some time off because we're sick or we have the flu, should it not be the same thing if we're talking about mental health and our well-being? I graduated from Centennial 3 years ago in 2017. I moved to Kelowna to go to UBCO. In my first year of university, someone very important to me attempted suicide. My first experience surrounding the realness of depression and how it actually makes someone feel has completely opened my mind and perspective on the topic. In my second year of university, someone very important to me also was suicidal, and the things that I had to witness this person go through and support this individual through has really changed me. We don't realize that by being supporters of someone with depression and anxiety, it can also impact us too, and it is okay for us to need help as well. I wish I had the opportunity to share with Liam how precious life truly is. How things that seem so big will not matter in a year or 2 or 3. I wish I could have shared with him how affected I was by the events that took place, and how almost losing 2 people back to back impacted me. I want to share my story and experiences tonight because I hope it can change the way people view mental health and how real and present this topic is. I'm now in my 3rd year of university, and I've had this Christmas experienced the loss of someone I pray no one else has to go through. There's so much to say, and I feel obligated to speak on the issue of suicide to protect our youth. I feel my understanding on mental health has grown so much. I only want to provide the support and make people feel accepted and know that they matter. I feel my understanding of mental health has grown so much. I only want to provide the support and make people feel accepted. I don't claim to be any kind of psychologist or expert, but I hope my experiences can change the way people recognize and understand mental illness on a very real level. I want my experience to open up the discussion for Liam's peers and everyone else, that it is okay to talk about how you're doing. I think the word mental illness is misinterpreted a lot of the times, and is often used out of context. By definition, mental health refers to someone's psychological and emotional well-being. But what does that actually mean? What does that literally mean for us? Depression has been described to me the same way by my loved ones as living through a bad day every single day. It's as though there's a cloud looming over your head at all times. They have tried explaining that there might be some sunny days, but you're not fully experiencing them. that it doesn't feel like you're experiencing happiness in the same way as the people around you. Liam was the brightest and the happiest kid, which just further shows that anyone can truly struggle. My experiences with depression have shown me that depression does not mean an inability to be happy. It just means that sadness, lack of desire and energy, self-doubt, feelings of worthlessness and confusion come in waves, and sometimes for no reason at all. Sometimes you have no energy to do things. Sometimes you're mad, irritated, moody, for absolutely no reason. It's also been explained to me that having a good day is almost even worse, because you're struggling regardless of seeing how much the people around you care, how much they truly love you. Feeling so sad and depressed when it feels like there's no reason to be, that's what's even harder. I've heard so many times that I cannot understand, that I have reacted in the wrong way, or I have said the wrong thing at the wrong time. It's difficult trying to support someone you love through a challenging time, because you feel like you want so badly to help them, but you don't know how. The first step has always been, and will always be, to just listen, without judgment, comments, and only understanding. An individual's decision to take their life can form from intense stress, major disappointment, whether that's in the people around you or within yourself. Depression, and of course, being exposed to a friend or family member that also has committed suicide. That's why the heaviness of the topic and opening up the discussion is to protect our peers. A life is something that no one should mess with. You are important, you matter, and you are loved far more than you realize. Most often, I find that these people I care about just want to be heard, and know someone is listening to them, not trying to fix them, not give them advice, but to accept that depression is not something you just simply get over. It's a constant fight every day to battle depression and choose to look forward to the important things around you. I realize now more than ever before that being told you matter, that your feelings matter, what you think matters, is what makes all the difference. We live in a society that imposes self-doubt, low self-esteem and confidence, insecurities, and depression. The need to constantly look for acceptance and affirmation from our friends and the others around us consume us. We base our value on the amount of friends we have, the followers on social media we have, how many people saw our story. It makes us self-conscious on our appearance and who we are. We don't post photos if we think we look bad, no matter how many times someone tells us that we look good. You know, it's hard growing up as a teen now. Expectations have changed. It's hard being at an age where you're still trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, who your parents want you to be, who you want to be, but still being at home, but wanting to be an adult. I moved away and I went to university when I was 17. I can tell you personally how many times I have changed my mind on what I want to do. So trust me when I say you do not need to figure out your life right now. I understand the pressures of what grades you need, what university you're thinking of attending. I honestly think it's goofy, being in high school and having so much pressure placed on us to figure out our life at such a young age. Regardless of the events that have taken place since I've graduated, I've also had the best 3 years of my entire life. I always try to show Liam that there is so much more to be excited for and to look forward to. I try to give him advice that I wish I had at his age, that the things that matter now will not seem as important later. I think our phones have disconnected us from our surroundings. They've taken us away from what is truly in front of us. How many times a day do you talk with someone who's also on their phone? How many times a day do we take a snapshot of what we're doing and who we're with rather than enjoying it and looking at the person that's actually physically in front of us? How many times do we respond to people that aren't actually with us and ignore the people that are? We text people so much that we do not ask them on an emotional level how things are going for them. I think that if people pay more attention to what's literally right in front of them, instead of responding to the people that aren't, then maybe by creating a deeper connection and support, our friends and our family members can feel safer for opening up. Asking someone genuinely how they're doing is no longer a common question. When was the last time someone in person, not over the phone, not over text, asked you, how is your life going? How was your day? Are you happy? Asking these questions invites the choice to open up and connect with the people that are in your life. The question can be taken as literally or as generally as you want it, but asking gives the opportunity for openness in the relationship. Feels like right now everything is such a big issue because we're constantly in the same school. We're constantly around the same people every single day. It won't always be like that. People will stop caring as soon as you don't see them. I also think a lot of the time parents do not realize the pressures our youth have additionally from society that we now have to grow up with. It's so much harder now. And it feels like even from when I was 15 to now, it has changed so much. With growing up in such a demanding and judgmental and hard society, we have to be okay with reaching out for support. We all feel that sometimes life is hard and things seem impossible. But we all have a hard time in our own way. We don't have to be scared to tell someone. I realize now how important it is to check in on our family and friends on more of an emotional level and physically now in person. I wish Liam could know that the impact this has had on our family, on his family, the people that he loved. I plan to finish my degree in 5 years so I could travel with Liam when he finished high school before he went to university. We made so many plans together, but now all of those are gone. Depression can make you feel like the people that you care about are better off without you, but depression is wrong. The reality of the situation is the exact opposite. It's so important that it's clear the devastation that suicide causes a family, a school, a community. Your family and your friends would seriously do anything for you. Liam doesn't know what it feels like to run and jump. Want to run and jump on his bed and bug him. How it feels to cry and scream his name and know he won't ever answer. Arriving back to Calgary this Saturday, I couldn't even walk into my own house for 3 hours. And the weight that constantly lays on us. To lose my baby man. To ask yourself all the what ifs. It's hard going through the actions of each day and thinking of Liam constantly. Your family, the people who love you, would so much rather help you go through a hard time than experience the suffering and the loss of you. Because I know I would do anything for my baby brother and my best friend. I wish social media and our phones, our society in general, didn't place so much added demand on our youth, but they do. The only way for us to deal with that reality is advising and opening this discussion on mental health. I want our experience here to show everyone as a wake-up call. This is a serious issue. Talking about someone's life, it is a serious matter. When someone is serious about suicide and taking their life, there's a good chance that no one will know. With my experiences, I have seen suicidal people pull away from their peers and prefer isolation and being alone. It's harder and harder the further you put off talking with someone. It's so important to just say, hey, you know what? I'm having a hard time right now, and I need some help. Family, friends, teachers, therapists, counselors, we all want to help in some way, whatever way that is that you need. I believe that if people better understand that mental illness, it's not a phase. It's not something that you choose, and it's not something that you should be blamed for. It's something that you can't explain. Depression is something you live with every single day. Something you fight to stay positive and look forward to your future. But if we can start fighting it together, maybe we can start supporting our youth better. We don't get mad at our grandparents for being slow or forgetting things because of their older age. So why would we judge someone for reaching out for help, admitting that they need some extra guidance, some extra support? Talking about mental health isn't dangerous. It can actually be really helpful. But that act of suicide, that, however, is dangerous. Suicidal thoughts, these are not the same as actions. There is a big, big difference. These thoughts are part of the human condition, being aware of oneself and the ability to self-harm. With that being said, you don't need to be scared of depression. More people than you realize experience it. But what we do need to be scared of, what we should be scared of, is what it can become if it is left untreated. I wish I had talked to Liam and shown him there was so much more to life. how much more there is around us that we don't even get to see. I wish every day that I could talk to my best friend, which is why I want his story, his life, our experiences, to help open the discussion on mental health in this school, between friends, within families, and within our community. I want family members to be able to relate to my experience so they too can better offer support. I hope everyone going through a hard time can reach out and get the help, whoever that may be. I hope everyone can walk out of here understanding mental illness and the lasting impact suicide truly has on a family. I don't want mental illness to be a topic that people are uncomfortable with or feel ashamed to admit, which is why we need to start sharing our pain of losing Liam so everyone here can learn something. I once again want to thank everyone that came and Centennial for everything they have done for my family. I hope our loss can give other families and our youth a wake-up call. Suicide, it is a real problem. Mental illness, it is a real thing. Mental health, let's break the silence and start changing your view on it. It's time to open up discussion, time to expand our understanding so we can offer a deeper support. Thank you.